I don't know if anyone can relate, but playing Minecraft as an adult is kind of it's a taboo thing because it's kind of associated with this childlike game that, you know, there's no room for grown-ups, in quote unquote grown-ups, to be playing. But I was one of the OGs, I'd say, back in the day when I was in middle school when the game was released, and it was still in the web browser on Minecraft.net. And I had a crappy computer, like an HP Pavilion Tower that could run the game at like 10 FPS, but it was the coolest experience ever, and those are one of the most nostalgic times of my life and in relation to this game. But it's kind of a taboo topic because you don't really, unless you're in like a safe social environment, you can't really publicly exclaim that you play this game. I kind of want to break down those walls because over the past few years, and if you've seen my last few videos, I've been showcasing this massive server that I've been building with some of my siblings. And it's been in creative mode mainly. It started out in survival, and then we had bigger ambitions for building things, so that's why we switched over to creative. And that's all we do. We just like building, and we like storytelling and role playing. It's just a casual escape, a casual world that we like to escape in every so often. And it's really started from the ground up. So as I'm just walking around some of our first towns here, so many things have evolved over time. We constantly add and update things, but back onto the topic of playing this game as an adult, you could be a survival player, you could be a hardcore player, you could speedrun the game, do multiplayer servers like Hypixel, and I've done them all. I've kind of dipped my toes in every single side of playing the game, and I've always just come back to playing on creative mode just to build and to experience this game as a sandbox. And that's where I found the most fun with it. And I know people play this game for different reasons. I feel like most people are survival players, and they just enjoy the strategy of that style of the game. But I don't know. I've always been a creative type of person that likes to create things from the ground up, and like almost like a simulation where I take things from the real world and try to implement them, and I make these scenes in my head where different things pop up and situations unroll in real time. I don't know. I've found a group of people, mainly siblings and family, but some friends, to come on here to kind of put their own spin and their creative twist on it. But this is one of our first towns, and our building style has evolved so much over time. We take inspiration from so many different sources. That's kind of the fun of it. But yes, I've been playing this game for probably a decade now. I think it came out in 2009. I'll have to fact check myself, but yeah, no, I've been playing this game since I was in middle school, which is really hard to believe. So there's always just been something special about it, regardless of all the Mojang acquisition and all the updates. I've always just found it to be an escape to just have fun and to explore and to just hang out with people. It's a social experience, not experiment. It's a social experience, among other things, being able to play with people and interact and have fun. That's really where I found the most joy. Yes, share your experiences down below of like when you discovered the game. I know there's going to be a lot of different demographics in the comment section about who's seen this video from people who just were introduced to it, whether they're just kids or you're an adult and you never really pulled the plug and decided to play it. But what do you enjoy about this game? I think it's one of the most perfect games ever made just because of the sandbox element. There's just so many different ways to experience and to play it. But now we're going to take the horse highway. Check out my last video if you don't know what this is, but yes, pretend we're on a horse. Yep, so this is our main downtown area here. And we're going to be approaching the north side of town, which is here. We have these giant figurines, so we have that zombie over there. Then we have Ash Ketchum, of course. That was just for fun. And then one of those mobs there, that giant zombie, which he doesn't do much. Stonehenge up there. But yes, it's just been a real fun time to go and build things for fun, build massive structures, build towns and cities, build a lore system where we have this like mythology that comes back and informs the present times. We built a government system in this world, mass transit, sports teams, stadiums, roads, canals, rivers, just so many different things that we've built to make it almost emulate the real world in some way. And I feel like that doesn't really pop up too much on YouTube. It's like showcasing your own personal world to the rest of the public, because I never really intended to show off this to anyone. It was just kind of a passion project. And it still remains to be. I don't plan on making any flashy videos about what's trending or popular right now. I just like showing off and documenting our builds from the past 3 years since 2020. I guess it would have been 4 years, but 3 or 4 years since we started this during the pandemic. And it's just been so much fun, and I can't believe how much time has passed. So much has gone on in my life since we started this server. And the server itself has evolved in so many different ways from its inception until we just kept on expanding and fixing things and revising. But it's just so fun to look back on screenshots of what it used to look like, and just reminisce on what we were thinking and feeling at the time we were building. But I think it's important to recognize that it's okay to just have fun and to play video games in general as an adult. I think it's a taboo thing for, I don't know, no good reason really. Always nice to have shaders on. This is our imperial capital, so this was added much after the fact in our server, but it's one of my favorites. And everything we've done here pretty much has been done by hand. I guess, I don't know how we define that. We have used World Edit extensively, but most things are done by hand. We don't use any external tools or load in models of anything. It's all built by hand, which I think is really impressive. And we've learned how to find our own building styles through looking on YouTube tutorials, searching for images on Google, taking inspiration from real life, not only in just building things, but emulating things. Like this is a coffee chain that kind of emulates Starbucks. And we have our own menus. I think it's just a cool little thing. I don't know. I think it all just started from that curiosity to just play around like it's a sandbox. And that's, I think, why I use Minecraft as that medium. I used to be into Legos like intensely as a child. And I pretty much did the same thing that I do here. Is I just build things. I make simulations of things that could happen, and I act things out. I have characters, there's plots, there's action and conflict and resolution. And I've always enjoyed that feeling, whether it be physical like toys or through other video games like Gary's Mod, which kind of does the same thing. But I don't know. Minecraft has always been there to serve as that medium. This is one of our towns called Riverside. I think it's pretty quaint. But yes, please share your experiences revisiting this game years later as an adult, or whether you continue to play it several years. If you were an OG player back in like alpha and beta days, or even before, or even after, like what stage you discovered the game in, and how has that impacted your life, whether you've played with friends or you've always just done single player. Do you have a realm? Do you enjoy doing multiplayer games? I found so much inspiration through watching other Minecraft YouTubers, like OG YouTubers like Ant Venom, Sky Does Minecraft, Captain Sparkles, Bajan Canadian, just to name a few, who are mostly all gone, but a few of them are still active today, and they've had to adapt, because before they've done just simple Let's Plays, but now they have to adapt to the YouTube algorithm to stay relevant. So that's probably like making more essay documentary videos on the game as opposed to actually playing it. But since I've never really focused on making Minecraft content at all until now, I've never really had to deal with that. I kind of just treat this as a fun thing to do, to just de-stress and to have fun. That's been my main inspiration. We've showcased this area in a previous video on our massive Minecraft stadium, so check that out. I'll link it up below. But I just feel like showing you, walking the streets of our server kind of gives you an idea of the passion we've put into it, just for fun, not for any external motivation or monetary gain. This has just been the world of at most 4 or 5 different people, but mostly me and my brother, who has helped me a lot on building this server. But I think it's just too impressive to show off, too impressive to hide from anyone. Because what if one day I lose access to this world, or it gets corrupted, or the server hosting shuts down? It's just a nice way to document what things look like at the time. Because I might revise the world, I might add things, and it's just interesting to look back. This serves almost as a time capsule. And I wish I've documented more of the past, because so much has changed. We just constantly revise this world and add things, destroy things, but I don't know, I wish I would have saved more of this old server from, the get-go. I don't know. I think I kind of screwed myself here. I gotta go back. I don't have a boat on me. this is like a go-kart kind of thing with boats. It's a really tall tree up there. I'm just really curious to see the state of the game like 10 years from now. Like, who knows how different it's going to be. Because Mojang is constantly adding updates, which I think add to the immersion. I know there's so much more complexity than there used to be from even like 5 years ago. I just hope that they kind of stick to its core as a fun sandbox game where you can just build and play with friends. I think that's the core of the game. And I hope they don't stray away from that. And I think so far they've been doing good. I know people have stronger opinions than that, but so far I've been enjoying the things that they've been adding. Going up to a new town, which I don't think we've ever shown before. But I'd love to show off the entire world. I know we can't cover it all, but there's just so much to cover, and there's just no way I can make it all just one video. I kind of have to split it up. That's kind of what's been tugging at me. I don't really know how to navigate that. It's just a little park here. But yes, if you have any thoughts or opinions on the state of the game and how you've been navigating the weird stigma of playing this game as a fully grown adult or a teenager, and you kind of keep it a secret, like, it's, for some it could be embarrassing to admit that you like playing this game, which I kind of want to break down those walls, because without this game I don't really know how I'd express my just curiosity and creativity. I think it's a really frictionless game to just have fun and to throw your worries at the door. But yes, this has just been a quick look at our world, and we hope to show off more in the future. And please share your thoughts and opinions down below. I'd love to start a discussion. But anyways, thank you so much for watching.